Good
Okay,
morning.
the live stream is running.
Thanks, Joe.
Good morning. Can you hear me, Linda?
I certainly can. Hi.
I just got information. Dr. Watcher is going to be about 15 minutes late, unfortunately. And we're still working with Ms. Radcliffe, and we're reaching out to Dr. Arsa now again.
Hello?
So we do have a quorum. Madam Chair, we can just, as the other board members come on, we can acknowledge them at the appropriate time.
Okay, so you're ready for me to start?
I think so. My 5 minutes just expired in 2 minutes, so.
Okay, all right. Okay, good morning. As Chair of the Florida Virtual School Board of Trustees, I will call to order this quarterly meeting of the board. First, I want to thank Dr. Algaze and the entire FLVS leadership team for the hard work and preparation you have put in today's meeting. And I also want to recognize and thank our FLVS teachers and staff for the tremendous work you do on a daily basis for our students and families across the state of Florida. With that stated, let us proceed with the roll call. Mr. Moore, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Moore, you're on mute.
My apologies. Ms. Linda Ryder,
Here.
Ms. Erin Huntley,
Here.
Mr. Rob Canarins,
Here.
Mr. Ed Pasquale,
Here.
Dr. Tony Arsa, Ms. Nursery Radcliffe, and Dr. John Watrett.
Okay, thank you. Next, I will open the floor for any opening remarks from our co-chair and fellow board members. Board Member Huntley.
Wanted to say good morning to everyone and congratulations on a successful commencement this last week here in Orlando. Glad to be on the board and happy to support in any way we can from Central Florida.
And I know we welcomed you at the agenda review board meeting, but since this is your first official board meeting, I'm going to welcome you again, and we're very happy to have you. And it was really nice meeting you last week.
Thank you so much. Honored to serve.
Board Member Canarins.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Just like to thank everybody for the preparation, especially the pre-meetings and going over the numbers and everything, as well as all the teachers and hard work they put in to make this one of the best school districts in the state.
Thank you. Board Member Pozzoli.
Good morning, Chair, and thank you so much. And thank you to the team for getting us prepared, and welcome to our new board member, Ms. Huntley. Welcome. Again, another great year for FLVS. Very proud to be associated with this group.
Thank you. Are any other board members on now?
Yes, we do have Dr. Arza.
Okay. Dr. Arza, do you have any opening remarks?
No opening remarks. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, good morning.
Nothing like putting you on the spot.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that on purpose. You handled it well. All right, anybody else come on? Okay, thank you. And I just want to, I want to also thank everybody for all the preparation. And I mean, I'll talk more about the commencement later, but it was a great, great event. So thank you all. It was great seeing all of you last week too. Turning to the minutes of past meetings, we have for final review and approval our March 25th, 2025 quarterly board meeting minutes and May 6, 2025 Agenda Review Workshop Meeting Minutes. Is there a motion to adopt the recommended action and approve the minutes?
Motion to adopt.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Next, the board will receive public comment. Before we begin, I would ask speakers to observe the following ground rules pursuant to the board's bylaws. As set forth in the published notice for this meeting, speakers for the public comment or hearing portion of this meeting must be connected with the operator no later than the published start time of this meeting. Public comments should be pertinent to board agenda items. Individuals who wish to speak during the public hearing agenda item are asked to reserve their comments until the opening of that public hearing. Each speaker is limited to a 2-minute comment period and cannot yield time to another speaker. If the speaker runs out of time, they are free to submit the remainder of their comments in writing. Speakers must state their first and last name for the record before delivering their comments. Please refrain from comments or behavior that will cause a disruption to the orderly conduct of this meeting. Speakers may ask questions, but please know that board members and FLVS officials are not required to respond. Rather, it is their prerogative to respond. Further, any such responses will be delivered after the public comment period. Any speaker who does not comply with these ground rules may be subject to a warning and potential removal from the meeting. Finally, speakers should note that this meeting, including the public comment period, is being recorded. Thank you. Operator, are there any members of the public who have called in and wish to speak to the board?
We have one caller on the line. Caller, if you like to comment at this time, please push *1 on your telephone keypad. We will pause for a moment. Caller did not press *1. I will hand over the floor back to you.
Okay, thank you. This concludes the public comment period. The board will now proceed with its public business and turn next to section 4 of our agenda for CEO comments, reports, and presentations. Dr. Algaze.
Thank you, Chair. Today's CEO comments, reports, and presentations will include 3 agenda items. Up first is the quarterly financial report for the period ending March 31st, 2025. And Ms. Corey Wheeler, our Senior Director of Financial and Treasury Services, will review the report. Corey.
Thank you. The charts I will be sharing with you provide a snapshot of our financial information, including year-to-date completions and year-to-date actuals and projections. This will give you an idea of where we stand fiscally. The year-to-date information for completions is presented graphically for the quarter ended March 31st, 2024 and 2025 using blue and red bars. Annual revenues and expenditures are also reported as of March 31st, 2024 June 30th, 2024 and June 30th, 2025 using gray and yellow bars. Next chart, please. This chart shows year-to-date completions for 3 categories: FLVS Flex, part-time, Virtual Learning Lab self-pay, and FLVS full-time. For the period ended March 31st, 2025, completions for Flex total 386,906 is shown in red, an increase of 3,772 from the prior year of 383,134 as shown in blue. Completions for Virtual Learning Labs and self-pay for the quarter ended March 31st are 36,676, an increase of 3,790 as compared to 32,886 in the prior year. This is an increase of more than 10,000 scholarship self-pay completions, countered by a loss of around 6,200 lab student completions resulting from the removal of the online course requirement. Completion for full-time for the quarter ended March 31st are 51,313, an increase of 82 as compared to the prior year of 51,231. Next slide. This chart shows prior year actual completions compared to budgeted completions for this fiscal year. Budgeted completions are used to determine staffing. Actual completions for Flex as of June 30th, 2024 were 567,573 as shown in gray, compared to budgeted completions of 558,000 as shown in yellow. Budgeted completions are lower due to the conversion of former Flex students to self-pay scholarship and the removal of the online course requirement. Actual completions for Virtual Learning Labs self-pay as of June 30th, 2024 were 54,168 compared to budgeted completions of 49,000 for June 30th, 2025. Budgeted completions are lower due to a reduction of lab enrollments. As a result of higher retention and student success rates, we are hoping to meet or exceed the prior year completion totals of 622,000 for Flex and VLL self-pay. We are budgeting full-time completions to remain relatively flat at 103,500 at June 30th, 2025. While the size of full-time remains unchanged, the timing of completion varies from year to year and causes variability in the forecast. Next slide. This chart presents revenue and expenditures for the general fund through March 31st for both current and prior year. The general fund is the operating fund of FLVS and includes revenue and expenditures related to Flex and full-time. The operating development fund is reported together with the general fund in the annual financial statements. However, for this analysis, it has been excluded because its revenue and expenditures fluctuate significantly from year to year, depending on ongoing projects. Year-to-date revenue through March 31st increased $18.4 million from $246.1 million in the prior year, the blue bar, to $264.5 million in the current year, the red bar. This is due primarily to an increase in FEFP revenue. Year-to-date expenditures through March 31st have also increased $11.2 million, from $240.4 million in the prior year to $251.6 million in the current year. Next slide. This chart presents prior year actuals compared to projected current year actuals for the general fund, with the exception of the operating development fund. Revenues at fiscal year end are expected to increase from $344.3 million, the gray bar, in the prior year to $350.8 million in the current year, yellow bar. This is the result of the increase in FEFP and interest revenue. Year-to-date expenditures are also projected to increase from $328.5 million in the prior year to $348.3 million in the current year. Fund balance is anticipated to increase from $146.1 million to $148.5 million. Looking at the next slide, the chart indicates revenue and expenditures for the enterprise fund through March 31st for both current and prior year. The enterprise fund consists of FlexPoint Virtual School franchise, and Florida Scholars Academy. Year-to-date revenue for the enterprise fund through March 31st increased $11.4 million from $28.6 million in the prior year, which is the blue bar, to $39.7 million in the current year, which is the red bar. This is due to the FSA contract with year-to-date revenues of $16.5 million, offset by a decrease of other enterprise revenues of $5.5 million. Year-to-date expenditures through March 31st have increased $15.6 million from $15 million in the prior year to $30.6 million in the current year. The increase is related to the FSA expenditures, which are reimbursed. And looking at the next slide, this chart presents prior year actuals compared to projected for the enterprise fund at fiscal year end. Revenues are projected to increase from $42.5 million in the prior year, which is the gray bar, to $67.2 million in the current year, which is the yellow bar. Year-to-date expenditures are also projected to increase from $29.6 million in the prior year to $56.4 million in the current year. Net operating profit is projected to be $10.8 million. Transfers out are projected to be $9.1 million and fund course development and operating development projects. Fund balance is projected to increase to $79.6 million at June 30th, 2025. I now turn it back over to you, Dr. Melges.
Thank you, Corey. I'd like to acknowledge that both Nursey Radcliffe and John Wattret have joined us for the meeting. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Sorry for the trouble.
It's expected with the technology. All right, for 4.2, Ms. Beth Bruner, Executive Director of the FLVS Foundation, will present the FLVS Foundation's June 2025 quarterly report. Beth?
Thank you, Dr. Algaze, and good morning, board members. The FLVS Foundation interns began their program with Lockheed Martin yesterday in Clearwater. 4 FLVS juniors from 40 applicants were selected by Lockheed following a comprehensive interview process. Interns will have continuous support from FLVS and Lockheed throughout their program. These are paid internship programs with Lockheed. Our special thanks to Amber Haber and FLVS CTE leaders for their assistance with the program. Another program the foundation held through the Consortium for Florida Education Foundation's grant brought awareness of technologies available to teachers to enhance STEM instruction. 5 virtual sessions for 25 FLVS teachers were held this year, providing innovative technology for teachers to use based on modeling, simulation, and training. The foundation will again host 2 weeks of STEM camps at Starbase this month. This follows a very successful special spring break camp for 4th and 5th graders. Our outcomes data demonstrates that students improved their skills in all STEM subject areas. Our goal with the camps is to provide students with an understanding of career opportunities available to them in areas dealing with science, technology, engineering, and math. On May 2nd at FLVS headquarters in Orlando, the foundation hosted an FLVS student-teacher think tank to identify lab space and technology needed for STEM learning. FLVS full-time juniors along with FLVS math and science teachers came together with facilitation of our Starbase lead instructor, Lindsay Spalding, to map out a proposed STEM lab space. The foundation's A Universe of Possibilities student art showcase and reception was held last week on May 29th at the Orlando Science Center. We had some amazing artwork from FLVS students across Florida and more than 20 pieces of artwork created by our Florida Scholars Academy students. Awards were presented to students, and a special tribute to FSA students was provided by Mayor Demings of Orlando via a video message. The overall winning artist was also an FSA student, J.H., who was actually present at the show to receive his award. As we conclude our final month of our Consortium for Florida Education Foundation's grant year, I want to thank Board Member Cornarians for his assistance in identifying matching grant funders. This is a one-to-one match by the consortium for up to approximately $104,000. Individual donors are matched by the consortium up to $104,000. The consortium receives an allocation from the Florida Department of Education each year for distribution to public school district foundations based on student enrollment. This past year, the foundation supported Teacher Appreciation Week, the student clubs and awards, and the Laptop for Learners program. We will continue to support these initiatives and more in the coming year. Thank you to all FLVS leaders, teachers, and staff members for all your support with the foundation. And thank you, Board of Trustee members. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
So it was great seeing you last week. That's what I wanted to start with. And we started a conversation that of course we could never finish because there was so much going on. But I had a question from last week, and I was thinking that you've got a lot of things going on all the time. And how do you hear about all these, like, where do the ideas come from, the goals that you set up? Because you have a lot going on. It's impressive. So I'm just curious, like, where it all comes from.
Well, we do strategic planning, and with the consortium funds coming on board last year as a result of legislative language from Representative Placentia, we were able to target those areas: STEM, career readiness, education, professional development. So we kind of targeted that area. The chiefs provided input. The board prioritizes and approves. And then we develop our ask. We develop our funding mechanism for individuals and corporations. And we launch that like soon with the hopes of getting our match in by September 1st when we're required to report to the consortium. All assessments are made for pre and post and reported out.
Right. It's really impressive, Beth. Do you ever come down to South Florida with any of your things?
Hopefully in the future.
Okay, I would love to go. Like, yeah, if you're down here.
I think you just got your invite, Ms. Bruner.
Yeah, well, then we'll have to find a place to do it. And thank you to Board Member Cornarians for being so involved in this. It's great work you're all doing. Thank you so much. It was good seeing you.
Hey, Beth, I don't know if we mentioned the Wahoo Bay trip. They did that, correct? So
didn't we talk about that the last meeting? No,
yeah, I think we did. Yeah. But that's also something cool that everybody should check out at Lighthouse Point. We do schools to take kids to get in the water and do a little STEM program. They get to go on a boat and get in the water, and it's a really cool program.
I'll skip the boat part, but I'll stand on the edge and wave. So yeah, That's great. Thank you so much for doing all that. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
And I do
Great
believe,
job, Beth. I'd like to also give kudos to Beth and the team. I was able to stop by the art show at the Orlando Science Center this past week and was really impressed with all of the effort that went into making sure that our Florida Scholars Academy students were able to participate. And we had 2 teachers who drove 6 hours from the Panhandle to Orlando to take video footage and pictures for their students back to them to let them know how special it was and an honor it was to be part of the art show. So I just thank you so much for putting in the extra time so all of our students can participate and showcase their creativity and maybe find some new talents.
Thank you.
and I do believe Beth is looking for matching funds once again for her grant. So any help that anyone can provide is always appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
It's now time for our student highlights. I'll share with you highlights from our club awards, graduation, one of our works of art stories. Before we go into student accomplishments, though, I want to share with you that in May, our Chief Strategy Officer, Ms. Nikki Lowry, was selected as one of Women We Admire's 2025 Top 50 Women Chief Strategy Officers. She plays a pivotal role in shaping the long-term direction of the organization to ensure strategies are actionable, measurable, and impactful. And we're extremely proud of Nikki, and congratulations to her. It's a well-deserved honor.
Congratulations, Nikki. I have to throw it in now so I don't forget.
Thank you, Chair.
Next up,
Congratulations, Nikki. Thanks, Nursey.
on April 22nd, FLVS celebrated more than 150 students at our annual Club Awards Day in Orlando. FLVS clubs offer an amazing opportunity for learning and for our students to spend time with friends and classmates who share the same interests. Students representing more than 80 clubs showcase their talents in yoga, art, academics, American Sign Language, cheer, speech and debate, drama, music, and much more, highlighting their creativity and their leadership. We also recognize outstanding club members for their dedication and achievements. Congratulations to our club winners, and a special thank you to all our club sponsors for the time and dedication they give to our students. I'm proud to provide a quick graduation update. We gathered for our 12th Florida Virtual High School graduation at the UCF Arena on May 27th. This class of 2025 consisted of 1,251 graduates, of whom 750 participated in the live ceremony. More than 60% of the class graduated with a 3.5 grade point average or higher and will attend a 4-year or 2-year university or college. Our current projected graduation rate is 96.47. And we were also thrilled to honor our 27 confirmed and 13 pending Cambridge ACE Diploma recipients this year. And for those who may not be aware, those students who earn an ACE Diploma get 100% tuition to Florida's universities. Each year, we strive to make our graduation ceremony more efficient and special than our previous one. And we successfully continue to use digital tickets. And this year, we added student procession to begin the ceremony. We're incredibly proud of our Firebirds and know they will accomplish so much in their futures. With more than 20% of the Florida virtual school graduating class achieving summa cum laude honors, this milestone is a powerful testament to the effectiveness of online education. It demonstrates that when students are given the flexibility to learn at their own pace, are supported by certified instructors, and utilize comprehensive online courses, they can truly excel. Some of our graduates will attend various colleges and universities this fall, including the University of Florida, University of North Florida, University of Central Florida, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. I had to make sure we put that in there, Dr. Watrat. University of Miami, Dartmouth, and Penn State, just to name a few. Congratulations to the Florida Virtual High School class of 2025.
Great statistics.
Yes, and this was our largest graduating class in Florida virtual school history. Next up is the Works of Art story. In a world where obstacles often block the path, there's a remarkable educator dedicated to tearing them down. For every student facing obstacles, Gabby Zaragoza, Spanish 1 and Peer Counseling 1 instructor for FLVS Flex, is ready to break down barriers for her students and colleagues alike, embodying the spirit of unwavering support. Please join me in watching this video.
Gabby joined our schoolhouse about 6 years ago, a little bit over 6 years ago, and she came to us as a math teacher, and she was certified to teach Spanish, and we said, well, we need you to teach Spanish.
There are a lot of obstacles that we can encounter in the lab environment. And one of the biggest one is having students that are coming from other countries, but they haven't had a formal education in their country and they don't know how to use technology. So having that language barrier and that technology barrier as well could be very, very difficult in the lab environment.
So Gabby had a group of lab students recently, and a majority of her students were from Eastern Europe, spoke Russian, Ukrainian, they were Hebrew-speaking students. And so she got to know them, and once she learned their native languages, where they were from, she took the time herself to learn Hebrew, to learn Russian, basic phrases, conversationally. She even made t-shirts with motivational phrases in Russian and in Hebrew. She wore the shirts on her lab visit.
And when she greets them in their native language to show them that if she's learning their language or learns how to say basic conversation, that they can do that with Spanish as well.
Gabby had a student in the hospital. She mailed him a package, a care package to him with some goodies and candies and surprises in there. And when he opened it, he just was in tears. He couldn't believe that Miss Zaragoza had remembered that he was having this surgery and had taken the time to just send him a care package and wish him well.
Because she would call on a daily basis and talk to the students on a daily basis, each period, not just once a day.
She had a student, he played in a mariachi and he used to sing. So the student invited her to an event that he had, and she lives really far from him. But she went and she spent time with him and she had an amazing time, and the student was very thrilled and was very, very happy.
She goes down for visits, not just her required visits that our teachers do, but multiple visits if her students need her. And she does not live near her students, but she will make the trip down to Miami.
She's been here several times, so that way the students actually see her. And not only does she come and talk to them, she brings chocolates and little gifts, and that definitely helps a lot.
She does tutoring sessions one-on-one anytime is possible, anytime that the students can get the device. Gabby's there. She does not give up until the students learn that technology, learn the content of the course, and successfully complete the courses.
She did a phenomenal job motivating them, where in the past the school was notorious for just not having a lot of kids finish by the deadlines that we had set for our labs. She finished all of her students.
She always puts herself in the shoes of others. Gabby is an out of this world educator and human being.
She's always laughing. She always has a good attitude.
Her story inspires me. It inspires her teammates, and I think it should be shared to inspire all of us educators.
Thank you to Gabby for her tireless dedication to breaking down barriers, uplifting students, and supporting everyone around her. Gabby's story is just one of thousands of aspiring moments that occurs daily within our organizations. Our teachers and support staff are amazing. This concludes the CEO report. I now turn it back over to you, Chair Ryder.
Thank you, Dr. Algaze. Board members, are there any questions for Dr. Algaze? Okay, thank you. We will now move to our consent agenda items at sections 5 and 6 of our agenda. Dr. Algaze, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair. We currently have 6 proposed consent contract agenda items for the board's consideration and approval. 5.1 is the ACT Education Corporation Master Course Licensing Agreement. 5.2 is the Stop Loss Insurance Policy. 5.3 is the Annual Financial Audit Services. 5.4 is Data Backup and Recovery Services. 5.5 is Risk Management Annual Renewal. And 5.6 is Increase in Contract Spend Authority. In section 6 for consent, the annual reports and forms, we present the proposed 7 reports for approval and consent as consent agenda items. 6.1 is the Florida Virtual School 25-26 District K-12 Comprehensive Evidence-Based Reading Plan. 6.2 is the 25-26 Mental Health Plan. 6.3 is the FLVS report to the Commissioner of Education on district franchises for the 23-24 school year. 6.4 covers our FLVS employee evaluation instruments. Item 6.5 is our FLVS quarterly staff data report. 6.6 is our disposal of assets. And 6.7 is the 23-24 FLVS legislative report. We request the approval of the recommended actions for 5.1 through 5.6 and 6.1 through 6.7.
Thank you, Dr. Algaze. Board members, are there any questions? Is there an, I'm sorry. No.
Make a motion to approve the consent.
You have to let me say my thing. You're going ahead of me.
All right.
Is there an omnibus motion to adopt and approve the recommended actions on consent agenda items 5.1 through 5.6 and 6.1 through 6.7? Now.
I'll make that motion. Thank you.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. We will now move to the discussion items of our agenda. Dr. Algaze, please proceed.
Chair, we have 3 financial items for the board's proposed discussion agenda, and we bring back Ms. Corey Wheeler to present these items. Corey?
Thank you, Dr. Algaze. Item 7.1 is the fiscal year 2024-25 budget amendment number 4, and is to request approval of a proposed 4th amendment to the 24-25 annual budget for the purposes of recognizing and updating the FLVS budget for estimated revenues and appropriation changes to the ending fund balance of the General Fund, Special Revenue Fund, Internal Service Fund, and Enterprise Fund. The fiscal impact of this amendment on the ending fund balance for the General Fund is a net decrease of $1.7 million, changing from $129.2 million to $127.5 million. Revenues decreased by $1.7 million and appropriations increased by $8,800. There's no fiscal impact of this amendment on the ending fund balance for the Special Revenue Fund, as revenues equaled expenditures. Revenues increased by $216,000 and appropriations also increased by $216,000. The fiscal impact of this amendment on the ending fund balance for the Internal Service Fund is a net decrease of $544,000, changing from $28.9 million to $28.3 million. Revenues decreased by $183,000 and appropriations increased by $361,000. The fiscal impact of this amendment on the ending fund balance for the Enterprise Fund is a net increase of $2.3 million, changing from $73.2 million to $75.5 million. Revenues increased by $272,000 and appropriations decreased by $2 million. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. We request your approval, board, for the recommended action on 7.1.
Thank you, Dr. Algaze. Board members, are there any questions? Is there a motion to adopt the recommended action on agenda item 7.1?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Algaze, please proceed with our next item.
Thank you, Corey. Please proceed with agenda item 7.2, fiscal year 25-26 budget.
In 7.2, we present for discussion and approval the proposed fiscal year 25-26 budget. The 25-26 annual budget consists of appropriations in general fund of $387.8 million, special revenue of $3.3 million, internal service funds of $94.5 million, and enterprise funds, which include FlexPoint Virtual School Partner Services, Florida Franchise, and Florida Scholars Academy Department of Juvenile Justice of $78.3 million. A substantial portion of the 25-26 budgeted expenditures results from recommendations based on strategic plan initiatives. Other budgeted expenditures relate to additional personnel upgrades, raises in positions, legislative cost increases, such as FRS, increased health insurance costs, increased costs associated with the Florida Scholars Academy Department of Juvenile Justice, and increased course development and operating development projects. A budget summary, a change in fund balance summary, and summaries by fund are provided. Total revenue and transfers in for all funds are $521.3 million. Total appropriations and transfers out for all funds are $563.8 million. Fund balance is projected to decrease by $42.5 million during the 2025-26 fiscal year. Overall, the ending fund balance is projected to be $228.2 million. Back to you, Dr. Algaze.
Thank you, Corey. Board, we request your approval of the recommended action on item 7.2.
Thank you, Dr. Algaze. Board members, are there any questions? Is there a motion to adopt the recommended action on agenda item 7.2?
So
Motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Algaze, please proceed with our next item.
Thank you, Corey. Please proceed with agenda item 7.3 for the performance pay plan for eligible support staff.
The purpose of agenda item 7.3 is to amend the performance pay plan for eligible support staff approved by the Board of Trustees at its March 25th, 2025 meeting to add a requirement. The FLVS strategic plan includes 4 pillars with specific key performance indicators relating to each pillar. One such pillar is student achievement. As a condition precedent to this performance pay being awarded to eligible employees, FLVS must achieve at least 3 of its enterprise-wide KPIs relating to student achievement. If FLVS achieves at least 3 of the student achievement KPIs, then employees who meet this criteria would be eligible for performance pay. The proposed plan is based on the 25-26 evaluations and will be recommended for inclusion in the proposed fiscal year 26-27 budget for payment to eligible employees once evaluations are finalized. To be eligible and receive $5,000 performance pay, a support staff employee must receive only effective or highly effective ratings in all annual evaluation components and must receive a summative rating of highly effective in the 25-26 annual evaluation, which is based on clear, measurable, and objective key performance indicators that use data to support student success, and be in good standing and employed at FLVS as of the date of the FLVS distribution of the performance pay plan funds. This performance pay plan for eligible support staff, if approved, would not be applicable to the President and Chief Executive Officer, the General Counsel, or the following employees who participate in different performance pay plans: instructional personnel compensated pursuant to the teacher salary increase allocation, and employees covered by the FlexPoint Sales Performance Pay Plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. We request your approval of the recommended action on item 7.3.
Thank you, Dr. Algaze. Board members, are there any questions? Is there a motion to adopt the recommended action on agenda item 7.3?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Algaze, please proceed with our next item.
Thank you. 8.1, we have several proposed FLVS board policies, policy revisions, and repeals up for a first reading. We will request the board's authorization to publish the text and provide public notice of a hearing on these proposed policies, policy revisions, and repeals. Karen Chastain, our Deputy General Counsel, will review these for you. Karen?
Good morning. Thank you. This is a small list of policies proposed for first reading. Of the 5 proposed items, there is 1 proposed new policy for Florida Virtual School Advisory Councils. This memorializes the work that Florida Virtual School presently does relating to school advisory councils. There is 1 proposed amendment to a board bylaw regarding the timing for public comment and public hearing speakers. And there are 3 proposed repeals of Florida Virtual School legacy policies, the content of which were previously moved to the current policy manual format. Please let me know if you have any questions about these proposed items. Thank you.
All right, we request your approval of the recommended action on 8.1.
Thank you, Dr. Algaze. Board members, are there any questions? Is there a motion to adopt and approve the recommended action on item 8.1?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Algaze, please proceed with our next item.
Thank you, Chair. For 8.2, we will present the proposed 25-26 FLVS Student Code of Conduct for a first reading. All districts are required to adopt a student code of conduct and distribute it to the appropriate stakeholders. We request your approval for action on 8.1.
Thank you, Dr. Elkins. I went too fast. Board members, are there any questions? Is there a motion to adopt and approve the recommended action on item 8.2?
So moved.
Okay, we will now move to the board's consideration of the proposed policies and policy revisions set for public hearing at section 9 of the agenda.
I'm sorry, Board.
Yeah.
I think you had a motion for 8.2, but they didn't have the second and the.
I'll second it.
Exactly. So I wasn't sure if I had to keep going. It didn't make any sense. Okay, so
Thanks to both of you.
okay. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
I'm sorry. Who seconded it? Forgive me.
I did, Rob.
I want to make sure Mr. Moore gets all that correct for the minutes. Thank you. I'm sorry, Chair.
No. All opposed? Motion carries. Are we good with that one? We're good?
We're good.
Okay. We will now move to the board's consideration of the proposed policies and policy revisions set for public hearing at section 9 of the agenda. As board chair, I hereby open the public hearing on agenda item 9.1, proposed FLVS board policies, policy revisions, and repeals. Rather than retaking roll call, I will note for the record that co-chair Arza and board members Huntley, Cornarens, Pozzoli, Radcliffe, and Watchett are also in attendance at this hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to discharge the board's obligations under Florida law and to provide for the greatest degree of transparency pertaining to the development and adoption of the FLVS board policies. The subject of this hearing is the board's consideration and potential adoption of changes to its policies. The board earlier authorized publication of the entire text of the proposed policies and repeals before us today, and it also directed public notice of the date and time of this public hearing. Now, having been duly and publicly noticed in accordance with Florida law, the proposed policies, policy revisions, and repeals are before the board for further consideration and final action. Specifically, we are asked to adopt the proposed policies, policy revisions, and repeals described in and attached to agenda item 9.1. Accordingly, the board will take up public comment at this time, and speakers are reminded to observe the speaker ground rules to which I earlier referred. Thank you. Operator, are there any members of the public who have called in and wish to speak to the board on agenda items 9.1?
We have one caller on the line. Caller, if you'd like to comment at this time, please push *1 on your telephone keypad. We will pause for a moment. There are no comments at this time. I will hand over the floor back to you.
Thank you. This concludes the public comment portion of this hearing. Board members, do you have any questions or comments? Dr. Elkins, do you have any comments before I take up a vote?
No, ma'am, other than we request your approval of the recommended action on 9.1.
Okay, thank you. Is there an omnibus motion to adopt the recommended actions on agenda item 9.1?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Elkins, please proceed with our next item.
Thank you. Under discussion organizational meeting, we have two items. First is 10.1, the establishment of board meeting date for fiscal year 25-26. I'll recommend the establishment of the dates in the attached document for the agenda review workshop and regular quarterly meetings for the 25-26 fiscal year. We request your approval of the recommended actions on 10.1.
Thank you, Dr. Elkins. Board members, are there any questions? Is there a motion to adopt and approve the recommended action on item 10.1?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Algaze, please proceed with our next item.
Thank you. I'm not sure if there's a preamble for this, David,
Oh,
or
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dr. Algaze will preside over the election in accordance with board policies and bylaws. Dr. Algaze, I yield the floor to you.
There's your preamble.
thank you. It's my honor. First, I'd like to thank Board Chair Ryder and Co-Chair Arza for your dedication and your roles this past school year. We truly appreciate your service and your support. In accordance with Section 3.3 of this board's bylaws, our election procedures are governed by Robert's Rules of Order, which provide the following concerning nominations and elections. You can nominate another person or nominate yourself. Nominations do not require a second. If multiple nominations are received, then the board votes for each nominee in the order the nomination was received. The first nominee to receive at least a majority vote is elected to the office and no further votes are taken. If no nominee is elected, then the process is repeated until the nominee receives at least a majority vote. Please note that the proposed agenda items includes, if applicable to this election, the board's waiver of bylaw 2.7 subsection 4 regarding term limits. And I'm not sure if we actually mentioned that this is vote for chair and co-chair. At this time, the floor is open for nominations for board chair. Are there any nominations for board chair?
I'd like to nominate Chair Ryder for an additional term as chair.
Thank you.
I agree with that. I would nominate her as well.
I as well. I'm nominating Linda Ryder, Chair Ryder, for another term.
All right. Then any others?
Just let you know and get back to me, okay?
Okay. Linda Ryder has been nominated as chair, whose term shall begin July 1st, 2025. Do you accept the nomination for chair, Ms. Ryder?
I proudly do. Thank you so much, everyone. Definitely.
Therefore,
Dr. Algaze, did we close nominations then?
We did close and it's time for the vote.
Good.
Therefore, call for a vote on the chair. All those in favor and Ms. Ryder?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations, Ms. Ryder.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do.
At this time, the floor is open for nominations for board co-chair. Are there any nominations for board co-chair?
Nominate Dr. Arza.
I also,
that.
yeah, I
Nominate Dr. Arza as well.
Dr. Arza, thank you.
Dr. Arza.
All right. There are no others. Dr. Arza has been nominated as co-chair, whose term shall begin July 1st, 2025. Dr. Arza, do you accept the nomination for co-chair?
I do. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, close the nominations. I'll therefore call for a vote on the co-chair. All those in favor of Dr. Arza for co-chair?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Congratulations, Dr. Arza. I'll now return the meeting over to you, Chair Ryder and future Chair Ryder.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Algaze. This concludes the discussion agenda portion of our meeting. Next, let's turn to agenda item 11.1, General Counsel comments, reports, and presentations.
So how much time do you have? So that's the first time that I believe I've ever observed a triple and quadruple nomination for both the chair and the co-chair. That should show you what type of cohesion this board has. And I really do. We all appreciate having this board that we've got. I just want you guys to know that. And with that, I shall assault you with a request and notice a litigation shade meeting. Florida Virtual School Board of Trustees litigation shade meeting is hereby requested to discuss litigation strategy and expenditures pursuant to section 286.0118 of the Florida statutes. The litigation concerns a federal lawsuit known as Florida Virtual School versus K-12 Inc. and K-12 Florida LLC, which is currently pending on appeal before the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. The 11th Circuit case number being 24-10449, and the lower court case number being 620-CV-02354. Notice is hereby given that this litigation shade meeting will take place upon or shortly after the beginning of the board's next agenda review workshop meeting, which is currently set to begin at 9 o'clock on August 26, 2025. Written public notice shall be provided in accordance with Florida law. It is anticipated that the duration of the meeting will not exceed 30 minutes. In accordance with Section 286.011 sub 8, the shade meeting will be transcribed by a certified court reporter. A copy of the transcript will be made a part of the Florida Virtual Schools public record after the litigation is concluded. Those persons in attendance shall be limited to those prescribed by the statute, that is 286.011 sub 8. The individuals anticipated to be in attendance include our board chair, Linda Ryder, board co-chair, Tony Arza, board members, Cornarens, Pozzuoli, Radcliffe, Watret, and Huntley as well, along with our president and CEO, Dr. Louis Algaze, our FLVS Deputy General Counsel, Craig Fieser, myself, FLVS's General Counsel, David D'Agata, and outside counsel, Steve Luther of the Luther Law Firm, and Tom Bishop of the Bishop Page Mills Law Firm, as well as our court reporter. With that, I will return the floor back to you, Dr. Algaze.
Thank you. I think I'll turn it over to the chair.
Thank you, Dr. D'Agata. Board members, are there any questions? We will now turn to the CEO for any closing remarks. Dr. Algaze.
Thank you again, Ms. Ryder and Dr. Arza, for serving as our chair and co-chair respectively over the past fiscal year. You both have done an amazing job. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and congratulations once again for being elected for the 25-26 school year. We look forward to working with you again as we move forward. Thank you to all of you for your continued support and dedication to our students and their families and our staff. Your time and commitment are truly appreciated. We do realize that we can take up a lot of your time, especially with the individual meetings that we have with you, and you give up of your time freely. And it is much appreciated on behalf of our students and their families and our staff. I thank you. Should you have any questions or require assistance, please don't hesitate to contact me at any time. And thank you once again. Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Algaze. Board members, are there any questions? Finally, oh, sorry, anybody? No? Finally, I will open the floor to our co-chair and fellow board members for any closing remarks. Dr. Arza.
Yeah, I just want to first congratulate and thank Board Chair Ryder. Congratulations again to be chair again. And thank you for making it easy for me to be co-chair by always being on the meeting, so I never have to take over, right? And also want to thank the board for their trust in me and nominating me again. Very grateful for your support. I want to congratulate Nikki also for being on top 50 women to know. So congratulations, Nikki. And then also want to congratulate all the families and the graduates, not only of Florida Virtual, but all the schools that are graduating this time of year, and those on this call who have kids that are graduating or friends, family that are graduating. It's an important moment and a passage in life, and want to congratulate everyone who's going through that. And then want to thank the team for prepping us for these meetings that make it very easy for them to run smoothly. So thank you, Dr. Algaze, for your leadership, and Dr. D'Agata, or not Dr. David D'Agata. Thank you for always being a good attorney to the board.
He is a doctor.
I feel even more special. Thank you, Dr. Arza. Really.
If I may.
Well, I haven't gotten to my comments yet, David. So don't worry.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Board
You have
Member.
to, you have to put them on mute.
If I may, Madam Chair, one second.
Sure.
A lot of people don't know that David is actually a Dr. Daggett. He
Yeah.
does a PhD in addition to his Juris Doctorate.
Oh, wow. So I nailed it.
Yeah, you did. You didn't
nailed
even,
it.
yeah.
I just didn't want. I thought I didn't know it was out in the open. I didn't know we started telling people.
Yeah, it is. It is. I showed proof.
I thought I let the
week.
cat out of the bag, and then now everyone knows.
Okay, Board Member Huntley.
Thanks for a great meeting.
Thank you. Board Member Cornarins?
Yeah, I think Dr. Arza said it very well. The only thing I'd like to add is congratulations on the number of graduates we have, and to see the school continue to grow, and over 60% at 3.5 or above is excellent. So the numbers and everything, financially, graduation, everything, nice to be involved in a well-oiled organization. So keep up the great work, all the associates and teachers and students and family members.
Thank you. Board Member Pizzoli.
Well, first I wanted to make sure that we thank and congratulated the graduates and the students that participate in our program, and we ride on their achievements. So I think that's important. Congratulations to Chair Ryder and Vice Chair Arza. Thank you for your leadership, and of course to the team headed by Dr. Algiz. I'm not gonna continue to compliment David. It's just out of control. We really need to have a conversation about Dr. Daggett. But we are fortunate to have him as legal counsel.
There are other doctors that need to have lots of conversation about Dr. Daggett.
We are no seriously. We are fortunate to have David as counsel. He does provide sound legal counsel, and most importantly, he helps Dr. Algiz and his team guiding through difficult legal issues. I do want to thank. I found the foundation's report, Beth's report, to be enlightening with respect to. And I want to stay focused on what student centered, and I think that they do great work, and I want to make sure we call that out. And then the last thing I would ask is that from a financial standpoint, the legislature is in search of dollars as always, and I want us to plan. Ask Dr. Algiz and his team to come back with some plan of investment for reinvestment and to keep us on the cutting edge like we are from the revenues that are generated before somebody gets some idea that they can take some of that excess money from us. I think that's important for us to continue to invest in our future.
Working on it as we speak. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Board Member Ratcliffe?
I'd just also like to thank Chair Ryder, Dr. Arza, for your continued leadership. It really, truly is such a privilege to be part of a board that works so well together. And that's a testament to the leadership, Dr. Agazi, of course, Dr. D'Agata. But this has got to be my favorite meeting of the whole year because it's just a culmination of everything that you all and the educators and the students and everybody does. And it's a blessing to be here. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Board Member Wattrett.
I just agree with everything else that's been said before me. It's important to see the statistics on the students and the graduates and how successful they are going through our program. And it really does show that online education does work, and it works well for many students, and they're going on to have a future in college or wherever they go to. They're set for life in doing it, and it's thanks to everyone that's involved in it. Thanks to all the faculty and staff that are dedicated to get it done, and also thanks to this board, Linda and Dr. Arzo, for stepping up and to be the leaders of the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wattrett. What continent are you in today?
As of now, I'm in the US, but I'll leave tomorrow for Singapore.
Of course you will. Have a good trip. We're happy
I believe that he takes that background of his office around the world. I'm pretty sure.
That's why I had to ask. Thank you to everyone. I really appreciate, it's an honor to be part of this board and to know all of you and to have spent the last few years. You've gone through a lot of things with me. You've all been amazing, and I have to thank you for that. And my goal is to have a full, healthy year with all of you this year. And thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you to Dr. Arza for you've come through when I haven't been able to. So thank you to that. I also want to mention the graduation last week and, being with all of you and what a pleasure it was. The graduation went off without a hitch from what I could see. I wanted to thank Robin and her whole team, and it was great meeting everybody. And of course, seeing all those young faces, very young faces, and you could feel it in the room. It was a great experience, and it went off really well. And thank you always, of course, for helping get us through this board meeting so quickly and so efficiently. Everyone have a great summer.
I'd just like to add one thing.
I thought you had your hand up, but I wasn't sure if you did it by mistake.
I was waving at you, but no, I just want to echo what Ed said about reinvesting, and I know there's some things I don't know what they are, but on the radar for reinvestment and keeping us ahead of the pack, especially with AI and everything going on. So there's some things that we can definitely reinvest. So those dollars, I just want to echo what Ed had brought up.
Thanks, Rob. So yeah, enjoy your summers and, stay healthy and safe and enjoy your travels, and we'll see you soon.
Bye. Have a great summer. Bye.
No,
not yet. Bye, everyone.
No.
Is there?
You can't go anywhere yet.
Oh.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
A motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. This concludes the quarterly meeting of the Florida Virtual School Board of Trustees. I want to thank everyone once again for a job well done. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you to everybody who stayed.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great week, everyone.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, guys.